Hi everyone, welcome to Sports Jazz. Josh and Isaac. We are here for the Manchester Derby preview, where Man City is going to be hosting Man United at the Etihad Stadium this weekend on Sunday. And of course, it's a rivalry that has been ongoing for some time. Well, I think it's something. I don't know if I'm just being optimistic when I say Man United is likely to use, but let's see. You never know. After all, City has also been having a very, very bad run. Things have not been going so well. And if you look at how things are currently, City is in the fourth position with 27 points, and United is currently in the 13th position with 19 points. Well, still, it doesn't really look good for Man United. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Sports Jazz, Josh, Isaac. Josh, it's the derby this weekend on Sunday. I don't know how your feelings. I don't know how your mood is. We just won a game last night. I would say last night. Yeah, against Victoria. It wasn't a pleasant game to watch, but Rasmus Holland came through, blessed us with a brace, or blessed us with a brace. You can put it either way you want to. What is your mood ahead of the derby? Is it
Yeah,
going
it's
to
a
be
big
jingle
one.
bells?
It's a big one. It's a big one. It's a derby. So, our form is out of the window, but unfortunately, and neither of the team is in form. So, it's anyone's game. On Sunday, Man City, if Man City needed a game to get back into their groove, this is
This
the
is the
game that
one.
would actually help them get back in their groove.
Correct. It will
Uh,
be a
they've
statement
uh,
maker.
they've had a couple of bad results, but United is also not in a very good shape. Actually, if anything, you can say United is in a worse shape than Man City because Man City is losing many games and a few draws here and there, but they still have what it takes to beat a club like Man United under the circumstances that it is in.
And so, in other words, you still see Man City coming through. As you said, it will be a great comeback for Man City. But last five matches, Man City has lost twice, two draws, and one win. Man United, two losses and three wins. Last five matches. And if we're to go head to head, of course, Man City has won four, and United won in the last meeting. So I don't know where this puts us. I mean, it shows in the recent form, we are ahead with three wins and two losses. And City has two losses, two draws, and one win. So again, I don't know where this puts us. I have mixed feelings about this. It's Man City. Anything can always happen. After what I watched over the weekend, I'm not really so comfortable with the display that that was shown from our players because they lacked the urge. I'm picking out a few players like Rashford, Dallo. It looks like he has failed. I don't know whether he still needs more time to fit into the system. That is the Amarim structure. And it doesn't really look so good. Ganacho is always fluffing chances. We saw what happened yesterday. Ahmad Diallo is doing so good, although at the end of the match, him and Rasmus Højlund were exchanging words because of the chances or because of the pass that he failed to give him. And but again, out of all that, we have a few players that have been performing so well. Uh, of course, Onana is in those players. Although the last two matches, he has done some silly things, and we saw that yesterday, conceding a goal, where some people have been arguing, saying De Ligt should have come through. But I personally, I don't think De Ligt would have done anything because De Ligt had three opponents behind him. Now, Onana, on the other hand, had the best, I would say the best view. He knew where he would have put, at least we should have kicked the ball out there in play, but he decided to give it to De Ligt, and the opponent was there, which was a goal. But overall, still Onana, he won the best player of November. So I still think he's a very, very good keeper with
Best
his
save.
silly mystics. Best save, sorry, yeah, best save. November. I still think he's a good keeper. He's a good keeper. Other players, Ugarte, I think is solid. He should be starting. Fernandez should be starting. Amad Diallo should be starting. Rasmus should be starting. Joshua Zirkzee, I have mixed feelings over him. I'm not really so sure. Mazarawi should be starting. After all, we have to walk and take care. We have to walk Leniero into the system slowly by slowly. It's been a while since he last played. But yeah, the last time he played 62, 63 minutes. Then we have other players like the Ligt should start. The Butcher, Lisandro Martinez should start. The only problem right now is the left wing back. We don't know who is going to be featuring over there, Josh. But tell me what you think about the players, who you think, or how you think Amorim should be setting up. Because we all know Pep is someone who thinks so hard. He's thinking, he's tinkering his way over the moon, and anything can always happen. Man City can always subdue you. They can always whoop you and thrash you a five. And remember, they're at home.
Yeah, Man City has its players. Uh, it doesn't have so many players to choose from. And Pep Guardiola was in the press crying about it. He wishes that he has a full squad to choose from, but he does not have that. And when you pick one or two players that are not fit for purpose for Ruben Amorim's style of football so far, I think it is too soon, because not none of the very few, if any, of players who you can say that are they 100% in tandem with what Ruben Amorim wants, because there's still a bit of mistakes here and there in almost every one of them. And going into this game, the only thing that I can say is interesting is that Ruben Amorim will be the manager of the club. So whoever who he selects on match day to come and um, play against Man City, he should be really energized for a derby. Should be energized for a derby. The thing that we are lacking, I think, is the fight. We really don't have a fight in us. Yeah, we can play some neat football every now and then. The game we played against Victoria Pleasant in the first half, we had 72% of the ball, but we were not using this ball in places that mattered. That is, it was not dangerous enough for Victoria Pleasant, because we just kept playing the ball back and stuff like that. With Man City, I know that they pick their moments, even when they are struggling. This is the right game for them. This is the right game for them. It's a derby. I mean, you put all the problems that you did have behind you, and you go and fight for the pride. And I think it will be a very interesting game, but I don't see how Man United comes out of the Etihad with 3 points.
Well, I think the team that finished the game yesterday should be the same team that should start the derby on Sunday. Because I mean, I've been looking and going through City, but City has been so leggy, and players like Gundogan don't have the intensity anymore. They are struggling defending. When it comes to defending, they're also struggling. It could be because of the years. It could be because of the years that they are aging and they don't have the legs anymore to run, going front, then coming back. And I'm looking at their captain, of course, KDB. I'm not writing him off, but he's been. I mean, he's not been that Kevin De Bruyne that has been
I
wowing
told you at
us
the
for the
start
last
of the
seasons.
season. I told you at the start of the season that Man City should have cashed in on Kevin De Bruyne, because
Yeah, I remember.
Kevin De Bruyne, at the age that he is, with the injuries that keep recurring, I think it was the right time for Man City to have let him go. I don't know if there were any suitors besides the Saudi Arabian clubs, but I think they should have gotten money from him at that point.
Josh, come on, really, you're already pushing him to Saudi Arabia.
No,
He
no,
could
they
go
were
to
the
Italy. He
suitors.
could go to
No, they were
Spain. He
the
could go.
clubs. They were the clubs that I knew about during that time that could have bought uh, Kevin De Bruyne. I don't know about any other club, but for me, I mean, when you start to have that many injuries and stuff like that, maybe a change is good for you. But the thing is, you say that Man City is legged and stuff like that. Man City still creates very many chances in every game they play. In the game Juventus beat them, they created so many chances. If they had tucked them away, then they would have won the game. In
Mm,
the game that Amorim beat them against Sporting CP, they created an avalanche of chances in the first half. They could easily have won that game by even 4 goals in the first half. But it wasn't to be because Israel was very good in goal for Sporting on the night, and Amorim found a way to tweak his side and make it more competitive in the game, and that's the 4-1.
well, Pep today, no, rather Amarim today, on being a contender to replace Pep at Man United, when, as he said, never heard from them, and this was my only option. When United talked to me, I had no doubts. I had already something in my mind that could be a possibility. With Man City or Vienna, nothing about that. That was after a journalist asked him if he was already on Man City's radar to replace Pep. Also, Pep, he said, Guardiola said, I would like to play the game we played in Lisbon on Sunday against Manchester United. Believe me, the way we played in Lisbon, I would like to play on Sunday. I don't know if we will be able to do it because for very many reasons, but we will see. He also said he doesn't know how to fix the current issue right now, with his team being topped, with his team dropping points, with his team losing how many it's been, I think, 9 or 8 matches, and he only has one win, a draw, and the rest are all losses. So he's a bit perplexed. He doesn't know whether things are going to go so well. But
He has somewhat thrown the players under the bus because he
mm,
says it's the responsibility of the manager, but it's your responsibility as a manager, but you have to look at your own responsibility. I think he
mm.
was having a go at his players, and actually he's in a period that Manchester United finds itself in. It's just that our trajectory is different because we are learning on the job about a new manager, and those ones have been there for a while. But it's kind of seems like the same thing. We are very slow on picking up picking up second balls and things like that in games. We don't really have a good fight in us.
Well, Josh, but so tell me, what do you think is the way out on Sunday for United to start? I'll call it surprise because it's there's no way. If Man City beat Man United, it's not going to be a surprise. But if United, in their current situation, manage to subdue and beat Man City, I think it's going to make headlines. Actually, it will be even bad for Pep
I,
Guardiola
d-
because we know it's a derby.
I don't think so. It's a derby. I mean, anything
It's
goes.
a derby, and United is doing so poorly. Josh, come on,
Yeah, but whoever
we are
United
poor.
beats, it's news.
No, not
So
Man
for
City,
me,
Josh. I'm telling
even
you,
if
if United had beaten Arsenal, Amorim was going to be on the top. Everyone was going to be talking about Amorim.
yeah,
But yeah,
because that's
Arsenal
what
won,
the
but it
news.
wasn't a lot of
That's
news.
no, but that's what the we are the ones who feed the whatever the dailies. So I mean, if we upset someone, if we have a very good result against someone,
Like
they
Man
don't
City.
think, yeah, they don't think that we can have a result. The dailies will have a field day.
Well, okay. Joshua, I think you're already worried. You're already scared. You've already given up
No, no,
to
no. I've
Man
not
City.
given up because of the manager. I know that I like what Amorim is doing. I mean, you can see that he wants to do certain things. They may not be the best, and not many managers would stick to things that are not working,
Mm.
or the things that are slow to work, because actually it is working, but it is slow to work. And because it is a very complicated style of football, then you have to give guys some time to learn the things to do.
Okay, Josh, real quick, please give me your your predicted starting lineup tomorrow, or rather on Sunday.
Andre Onana, Mazraoui, right sided center back, Delict in the middle, Lisandro Martinez in left sided center back, Terrell Malacia as the wing back, left wing back, Ahmad Diallo as the right wing back. But I had Ruben Amorim speak of Ahmad Diallo in the 10 role, and he expects him to do better in the future. It kind of spoke to me that he will play him there sometime again. But
Mm.
I'll have Ahmad Diallo in the right wing back. Then in the middle of the park, I would have Ugarte and Fernandez. Then the front three, I would have Rasmus Hoyland on top, Zaxi and Rashford. Yeah.
Well, I would have Onana,
Sorry.
of course.
Mason Mount in place
I
of
don't think.
Zaxi, since
By the way,
Zaxi played a whole game. So I think
well,
the manager will rotate.
I think I'll have Onana in the goal. I'll have Mazarawi, Delict, Lisandro as the left CB. Then I will have Ahmad, Fernandez, Ugarte, the two in the midfield, and the other side, Tyrell. I would also pick Tyrell over Dallo. Dallo is struggling. I don't know if he's going to be picked for tomorrow, but he's really struggling. He's finding it so hard to play so well. Then the two tens, I'd have Ganacho. I know he's been also poor, a bit poor, but I would have Ganacho and Joshua Zaxi. I would actually have Joshua Zaxi and Mason Mount. I'm not a fan of Mason Mount, but I'll have Joshua Zaxi and Mason Mount, drop Ganacho, and I would have Rasmus Holland. I love Ganacho, but at this point, everyone needs, uh, they need to do better. They need to fight for their slot to get in. Anyone that is underperforming should be dropped. They shouldn't be picked over other people, because I saw Mason Mount yesterday. He played well compared
No.
to what Ganacho played. No, Josh, I'm saying compared to what Ganacho played, Josh, he played
Yeah.
better. Compared to what Rashford did in the for all the 55 minutes, I think he also did better. Not that he's the best player we have, but compared to what I saw yesterday from Ganacho and sorry, and Rashford, I would have Mason Mount and Joshua Zaks behind Rasmus Holland. That's how poor we are, Josh.
Yeah, I would still have, yeah, but I think Rashford would stay. I
But
don't like Rashford and Ganacho in the 10 roles
yeah,
because
what's up with Rashford? What's up with Rashford?
nothing is wrong with Rashford.
Oh, come on, man, Josh. Everything is wrong with Rashford. Everything is wrong with
No,
Rashford.
I
From
think
the
I think I
emotions,
think it's the
from the
media
body
that is.
language,
I
it's
think it
like
is
he's
the media
miles
that
away
is wrong with
mentally. No, no, no,
Rashford.
Josh. It's like he's miles away mentally.
But he has been like this all his career.
Well, it's getting worse.
No, he has been like
It's
this.
getting worse.
Unless
It's getting
you
worse, Josh.
maybe when you look at him, you see Mbappe. But if you see Marcus Rashford, this is the guy. And
Once again, guys, thank you so
I
much
don't
for
see what
tuning
has
in.
changed about him.
Sports Jazz, Nelson, what up? What up? Nick Fadley, you're in the game. Nick Fadley, your prediction was right yesterday. I don't know how you call it, but you managed to call it right. It was a 2-1 for Man United.
And he has
But please
given
get,
it to us.
he has given it 2-2.
Yeah, he has given it to us. I mean,
You mean sharing point?
a draw away
Adro
at
is
the Etihad is
right
in
now,
favor of Man United.
in our current state. Honestly, that would be a huge result. But Nelson is saying it's going to be it's gonna be a hard one for Man United playing at a wounded City, and we all know wounded animals are the worst, especially if you attack them. By attacking, I mean we're going to visit them at the Etihad Stadium. Onana is okay. Anyone can misplace a pass. Anyone can misplace a pass, but at the beginning of the match, he had started doing these things. He knew what he was
But
doing.
that's what the manager asks him to do, and Onana is the best in the world at doing that. He's actually a very comfortable player playing the ball. It's just that it will take the Man United back three a bit of time to understand that they have to come and collect the ball.
Mm.
Delict sure was not ready to receive this ball. He should have been ready to receive the ball, but it does not excuse Onana for misplacing that pass, because when you see the manner in which De Ligt had positioned his body, he was walking away from a position of receiving the ball. You don't give it to him. He almost gave it to him to make him look bad, because in that phase of the game, the player does not want the ball, and then when you play it, you're going to struggle like we did, and we conceded a goal from it. But Onana will continue to do it because Ruben Amorim, those are the instructions that Ruben Amorim gives him. He exactly wants him to do that. He wants to build from the back, play with the center backs. I just wish that we move the ball much faster from the center backs to the midfielders and to the forward places.
Okay, Josh, I want to get your opinion about what people are saying. There are mixed opinions about that first goal. Some are saying, yeah, De Ligt could have tried to come back and picked up the pass. I myself, as I said earlier, I think it was wrong. There's nothing he could have done, because if you look at the field, if you look at the pitch, rather, if you're on the pitch, Onana had the whole field ahead of him. He could see literally
But
where
that's not how
everyone.
the
You could
manager
have no,
plays.
no. This is what I'm trying to say, Josh. You could have no, because Josh, we were on the back foot. I mean, we were losing. We were being pressed. He didn't know who
Yeah,
to give the
yeah.
ball to. So instead of giving the ball back to someone who has three opponents behind him, I'm thinking at least he could have kicked it to go outside. He could have kicked it way ahead on the pitch, but choosing to give it back to De Ligt, I don't know what De Ligt was going to do, because he was already engulfed. I don't know what he was going to do. The best thing he would have done is to give the ball back to him. So, are you with people? Are you with those that are saying De Ligt was in wrong
I've just
yesterday?
I've just given you my take, and my take is clearly that the league should have come for the ball,
Oh,
because
come no,
I mean
Josh,
the
that is not
players are
fair.
allowed. No,
That is not fair. Onana
the
had the
players
time to pass the ball.
the players are instructed to play from the back. So when you're playing from the back, you're not going to have a lot of space playing that ball. You're always going to be pressed. So you have to make a lot of movement to create triangles for the keeper to pass the ball. Now, if the lead makes that movement, he could go with two players and Onana can loop the ball over him.
But
But it
remember, they're
does,
coming.
like I,
They're behind the
like I
leads and they're
said,
coming. Yeah,
it does not excuse the fact that Onana still made that pass, because when you see that the posture of the leaked alone clearly showed you that he was not ready to receive that ball. So why
thank you.
go ahead and pass the ball to him? I mean, you would have played the ball away from Delict in that particular phase.
Well, hi everyone. Sinan, Faisal, Nick, Nelson. Nelson says Zax is picking up on pace and good at ball protection. And I liked what he did yesterday. I was impressed. Then Mazarawi and Ahmad still outstanding. Rasmus is on form. I actually think Rasmus should have scored three. He should have been a hat trick of 4 goals yesterday for him. That's what I think. Nick says the outcome will be 2-2. Nick, I wish you made 2-3. I mean, in our favor. Yesterday you called it right. I wish you added instead. I wish you can add a +1 on our end so that it's a 2-3. Then Faisal said hala hala hala. And then we have Sinan. Sinan, what up? What up, Sinan? What up, Sinan? Well, it's a tricky situation on Sunday for Amorim himself. People are calling him out to get his first 11, at least with the games that he has played. I mean, he has 3 wins, he has 1 draw and 2 losses. With those are 6 games, Josh. People are saying those games are enough for any manager who is good to already have picked up a starting 11. Now, by starting 11, I think it's already automatic. Onana is going to be playing. The Ligt is going to be playing. Lissandro is going to be playing. Mazurawi is going to be playing. Lenier is not yet fit very well. He's not yet fully fit to be walking straight into the team, playing 90 minutes. I think Ahmad Diallo is going to be playing. Fernandez, Ugarte. I also have Dallo because Tyrell Malacia. I have the only problem, yeah, and Rasmus Holland. The only problem is the 2 10s. I don't know who is going to be starting, but I think it's time for. I know rotation is really needed. Players need to rest. Players need to be rotated, but I think it's time Amorim chose his starting 11. For those that are calling him out,
I don't think that is a problem for Ruben Amorim. I mean, for fans, yes, it is a problem for us. But what 11 are you going to have that will not lose games? What if he does not rotate the players that he sees on the verge of getting injuries? Then they get injuries and they cannot play in the future. Why just keep rotating the players if all the players at Manchester United should be good enough? I don't
mm.
think that he does not know his starting 11, and I don't think that he's rotating players to find out his starting 11. He figured that bit out a long time ago.
He
He
actually
is
said it.
only
He
he
already
is
knows his
only
starting 11.
he is only riding the tide so he can manage to do this.
Well, let's wait and see. But I just don't want. I just want us to stop losing games. That's all I want. Although even after City, we have another hard game, Spurs,
Yeah,
that came
but
at Old
he
Trafford and
told you
thrashed us 3-0.
he told you you have to build, and he's building. So in his eyes, I mean, it's better for us to suffer at this moment, and
Mm.
later on, he will have a proper picture of what he wants to do, because I mean, any manager can set up a team to be unbeatable and maybe draw a couple of games and win a couple of games, and you all have that old Gunnar Solskjaer feeling of yeah, this is the right guy for the job. But then again, it cannot last, because if you're only motivated to win football games and you don't have proper ideas, I mean, you'll be figured out.
Well, we have you've talked about building, and today Fabrizio earlier tweeted and said Man United reached verbal agreement to sign 17-year-old Paraguayan left back Diego Leon from Cerro Porteño. Then he said the initial fee will be 4 million US dollars, 1M easy add-ons, and 3.5 based on player performance in the future. And Leon will be arriving early next year in July, ahead of the new season. On top of that, there's rumors also that Man United is strongly, or they've rekindled their interest in signing Atlanta midfielder, central midfielder Ederson, the Brazilian, 25-year-old. Now, do I think Ederson and Ugarte would be a great pair? Oh yes, it will be a great it will be a great pair. It would release Fernandez to play behind the striker with any other player there. I mean, be one of the 2 10s. I don't know, Josh, what you think about them. Ederson joining in January, because with him it looks like he might join in January, and with Diego, of course, Diego is coming late or early next year. Then we also have the Southampton manager who said today, of course, I'm talking about Russell Martin, who said, I had rumors of Manchester United ready to spend £21 million, £21 million bid for Taylor Dibling. I'm not sure they would get his left foot for that. We offered him a new contract. It's a very good one, but his agent doesn't agree as of now. I mean, it's Manchester United. What do you expect? I can tell you I can tell the player himself, Tyler. Tyler is just being a good boy. He's just showing he's just being loyal, but in his heart, in his heart of hearts, he knows if this opportunity presents itself, he would so much like joining Manchester United, and the agent is right. We've also seen Amorim in the presser today giving praise to Anthony Dos Santos, saying he did so well. He also praised Ugarte. He praised Mason Mount too as one of the players. He praised also Rasmus Holland as one of the players that came onto the pitch and made a difference, which is something not new, especially with how we've been seeing Ugarte, how he's been playing, with how we've been seeing Rasmus Holland, who has now scored 10 European, 10 goals in in his European competition journey, which is also a good thing. First ever for any player under 22 years old. So if Amorim comes out and gives praise to players like Rasmus, players like Ugarte, players like Anthony, it's a good boost, especially for Anthony, who's been being bashed by players lately. Sorry, by fans lately, saying he should be sold. And we saw his contribution yesterday, just to the goal. So I don't know. What's your take on that?
Like I told you, every player has a clean slate, and no one is no one
Yeah,
is yeah,
I
no
remember.
one
By the
is.
way, I remember you insisting, saying Anthony should be given a season. He should be given this
Yes,
season. Let him
because
try
if you
it
have a
out.
new manager, at the club, then it means every player who is at the club can show the manager why he deserves to play for him. Then maybe if Anthony does enough, he can get in the side. If he does not do enough, that should be a decision of the manager that we have, and not media reports, because they've called him the worst signing of the Premier League. I don't know, decade or something like that.
Mm. Well, let's wait and see. But I'm very happy for Anthony, and he played as a right wing back yesterday. Diallo
Yeah,
stayed up
yeah, yeah.
front.
He will
Well,
always
I'm happy
play
for
as a
him.
right wing back for Amorim.
Yes, that is brutal. You don't see him playing in front behind
In the
a
tens,
striker. Yeah.
he has the technical ability to play in those positions, but at the moment, there's just too many players ahead of him in those positions. But he has the technical ability to play with his back facing goal, which a player like Garnacho or Rashford, they cannot play as those two tens.
Yo, let me repeat this. Southampton manager uh, Russell Martin was trying to clown us earlier. He said there are
Yeah,
rumors of Manchester United sending a 21 million bid for Tyler Dibling. He said he wasn't sure we would get his left foot for that amount. He said they just offered him a new amount. It's a very good one, but his agent doesn't agree as of now. So, meaning the agent already has one foot this other side of Manchester United. He knows what's the best for his players.
yeah,
It's
but
Manchester United calling you. He's literally telling him, boy, if you don't come right now, Diego Leon
yeah,
is
but
coming next season. It's going to be a hard one. So you either do it now or you stay. And of course, we want a left back in January, Josh, and a midfielder.
Dibling is not a left back. But the thing is, Ineos are building a dynasty of wonder kids at Manchester United, and Tyler Dibling being 18 years old, and the way he's playing in the Premier League in his first season, he would look. I mean, he would look at the offer that Manchester United has presented and look at the players at the club, and maybe fancy the idea of joining Manchester United. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's ambition to buy talented youngsters before they become overpriced has already been acted upon clearly by Jason Wilcox, and you can see that for the first time in a very long time, it is exciting to see Manchester United proactive in the transfer market, because we are signing players early on, regardless of their age and experience. And
We're
although
actually
this,
signing young players. Apart from the rumors that we are back, the interest is back in Atlanta's and Brazilian Edison. But
and
if you
25
look
is
at,
good.
yeah,
And
25 is good.
although
25 is okay.
Yeah, although Manchester United need to wait a bit longer for us to have the services of Diego Leon when he becomes 18. I mean, it shows the willingness the club is doing to address a problem of a left back at the club, which has been here for over 2 years. So I mean, the things that are happening at Manchester United with the kids that we are signing is very exciting. You saw how aggressive we went in for Chido Obi Martin, Seko Kone, Silva Mexes, Samuel Lusale. Yes, this week we
Zero.
completed the signing of Emmanuel Zero. So I mean,
Then there's now Diego Leon.
Diego Leon. So the present at the club right now might be uncertain, but at least there's some glimmer of hope in the future for the talents that we have assigned. I was so excited that we did go to South America and picked up this lad,
I was
because
also very happy.
if you're only picking up talent from England, yes, talented players are talented players no matter where they're playing from, but it shows that you're listening to your scouting team. I think which we were guilty of not doing in the recent past. The scouting team, maybe we missed out on so many
A lot.
players over
And
the years.
we
So
would concentrate on one player, and by the time the summer, or rather by the time the transfer window is done, we only get a player or two, and players that are already aged,
yeah, but right now
outpriced.
there's so many players who tell you that I almost went to United. I
Yeah,
would have gone to United or
yeah.
ABCD,
We saw
but
Lewandowski recently
yeah,
saying that.
someone slept on the job and the deal never happened. So things like that. So right now we are creating this dynasty at the club, which is a good thing. Uh, I just hope that their development is not hampered. About hampering the about hampering their development is Harry Amas, because Harry Amas is a guy who has gone to Harry Amas is a guy who plays left back, but he has sort of stagnated in his development because um, the managers at the club don't feel that he
Actually,
has what it takes defensively in a team. Yet he was very promising not so long ago. So
yeah.
yeah,
Sorry to cut you off or to interrupt you. Amarim, I think his first training he picked Godwin Kukonki,
yeah,
CB,
good
and
will.
left. Yeah, and I mean, if you say Harry Amas seems to be half stagnated, I mean, it looks like it's true. I mean, Eric Ten Hag introduced him onto the scene, but with Amorim coming, we don't see his name mentioned anywhere. Although we've seen names like Toby Collier mentioned, we were told that he's now in full training with Johnny Evans ahead of the Europa game yesterday. That's what the manager told us. So it looks like the project is really coming up, and it looks like Ineos or Sir Jim Ratcliffe was right when he said the data analytics have been so poor, and they are a decade behind compared to other clubs that we're competing with.
That's true.
Adding,
That's true. But you can clearly say that this was all because of what? This was all because of the regime that was at the club. Because the
mm,
regime that was at the club didn't look like they were very interested in helping the product on the pitch develop. So I
yeah.
mean, they did one or two things, but they were not really inclined at improving that product on the pitch. So maybe we fell behind for all the years that those people were at the club.
Well, Sinan says with time, I think Hoyland is gonna be the best striker. I think it's best. I
I,
would
I
say.
always I
I
always
would say.
believed.
Not
I
the
always
best though.
believed.
Not the best though.
No, why? I always believed that he can be, because if you
He
want
can be
to
a good
sign,
striker, but not the
no,
best.
no,
The
no.
best, Josh.
The best. If you want to sign a player like Gyökeres because of the goals that he's been scoring, and Ruben Amorim, and Ruben Amorim comes and finds a player like Rasmus Højlund, I told you that if this boy remains fit, he will score goals, because he can score goals. He's a physical player. He is fast. He has a dribble on him. Yeah, the thing that gives him away is his fast touch, but he can work on that along the way. He
Yes,
has all the
Lukaku touch.
attributes to be a top striker. So I don't have a problem with Rasmus Højlund, but I agree with Ruben Amorim on continuing to rotate him, because he didn't have a very good health report.
Well, we are going to be playing against a team that has been struggling to create big chances and score goals. Of course, its defending has been affecting them most, Josh. And recently, they fell to their seventh defeat in 10 games as they were beaten by Juventus in the Champions League on Wednesday. Well, it leaves them in danger. It leaves them exposed. And I'm thinking again whether Ruben Amorim will feed on this energy, because I know they are desperate for a win right now. Pep Guardiola himself is desperate to the fact. I mean, to the fact that when they were playing against Liverpool, he had to remind them how many how many titles he has won. Even referred to Jose Felix Mourinho saying he has won 6 and Mourinho 3. Then Mourinho also gave him a slight, he threw a slight jab at him. Uh, don't you think Pep is also desperate right now? That isn't that desperate?
Of
Isn't
course, he
that being
has to be
desperate?
desperate. He's not winning football games, as in he's never seen this in his whole football career. So I mean, it's a new place for him, and I think he loses sleep. I don't think that he sleeps very well, because I mean it's a slippery slope. He might not be able to come back from this, and he's scared every day that these things are happening to his club. You see, today he was crying about the players that is missing, but over the years, Manchester City has been the team that does not really care about
Squad depth,
the
exactly.
players missing, because of
They have
the huge
players
squad
like
depth
Jack
they have.
Grealish, 100
It's
million. We were
just,
talking about him yesterday.
yeah, but
Money
the
wasted.
problem, yeah, the problem today is that the players that they do have are not performing. So I mean, you hope that your whole squad is together, so maybe you can pick from it, because the ones that are available are not performing the same way that you would have liked. But for me, this is my take on Manchester City and the trouble that they're going through at the moment. I do believe that Manchester City over the years has been the club that I think Manchester City has been the club that has benefited from having a very big wallet. So they
Mhm.
bought the players that they did buy at the time,
Yeah.
and when the profitability and sustainability rules came into play, along with the FFP, along with the allegations against them, the charges against them. I think it became very difficult for Man City to do the things that they were doing 5 years ago, because this is in the recent past. I think the last 2 to 3 seasons, Man City has signed about 3 marquee players. I remember Akanji, I think Akanji, Ake, and Doku, and Savinho. And in the past, there was actually Gavidio. There was a time they signed Gavidio, but there was a time that Manchester City in a summer was signing 3, 4 very good players, very top talent. You understand? But they
I
can't do
understand.
that anymore. They do buy 1 or 2 players, and um, maybe it has just come to show at this point that they don't have what it takes to win the league.
Well, they are enduring their worst ever start to a Premier League season since 2010. But we also understand they have some good stats over Man United. I mean, they've won 5 of their last 6 games, Premier League games against Manchester United, only lost 1. And United have lost each of their last 3 Premier League away games against Man City, conceding 13 goals in the process, Josh. So that is, I mean, it looks like City still has the edge over us. And United have lost 20 Premier League games against Man City. Only Arsenal, 21, have lost more in the competition. So again, with everything that is happening, with Man City struggling, Man City losing, Pep scratching his faces, and he says sometimes I like to hurt myself. Man City still has an edge.
Yeah, they do, because of Man City is a powerhouse. Man City is a very solid team. I mean, it has players that can hurt you. I mean, I told you that if there was ever a game to r- uh, uh, to take them out of their slumber, this is the game. This is the game. No motivation, no Pep Guardiola having to scratch his head. I mean, all he has to do is prepare the team very well and outwit Ruben Amorim, because this is the second time that he's going to play the manager in a space of what, 6 weeks.
Yeah, and he just whooped him. He just whooped him
Yeah,
back then
so
in Portugal. So
yeah, and you know that Pep Guardiola is a very detailed manager. You know that he's going to look for all the clever ways to make sure that his team does not suffer a second loss to Ruben Amorim.
well, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see how things go. But yeah, still on City, they also have players that are struggling. Foden, by the way, he has barely done anything really
You see, Fadley
wonderful. Yeah, I saw he says he's not slept
slept
since
in.
10 years old.
Yeah, but I think he has been sleeping easy, but now it is really difficult.
Yeah, Josh. Yeah, we were talking about players like I was talking about players like Foden,
Foden.
Grealish. Uh, when you come to the
Grealish was
United
bought.
sides,
Grealish was bought to
100.
no, yeah, he was bought. He cost £100 million to come and dive. I mean, to win a few fouls for the club. That's all they bought him
Josh,
for. That's all they
man,
bought
this
him
guy.
for. But I mean, it's quite absurd that such a talent ended up at Man City to win fouls. I mean, he's always brought on for 15 minutes to win a foul. He has not scored a goal in like what, 44 years?
No, just that is rude. You want
Yeah,
guys to come and eat us.
and Foden has had a very poor season so far. I mean,
Foden has had a poor season. That is true.
yeah, but so is Man City itself, because even when the players, when you see Bernardo Silva playing, the things he's doing on the pitch, but they never come off.
But well, with Bernard, I think it's only this season. He's been a very good player, Josh.
Yeah. We're talking about this season. Even this season, the guy is
I
playing,
think
is running here and
Haaland
there, but
started so well. Haaland started so well, but things are not going so well, and
never,
that makes it.
never, never write him off.
No, I'm not writing him off. I'm not writing him
Yeah,
off. I'm just saying he started. Come on, he's a Viking.
yeah,
Expect
he's a
anything.
Viking. He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
Expect anything.
He'll
But
get
we
the
also
goal.
have players that are doing so bad. We also have players that are doing so bad. There is a rumor, a silly rumor that has been ongoing online that Alejandro Garnacho is the one who has been leaking information. It was started
I
by
I believe it to be true. I believe it to
no,
be
Josh, I
true
do not
because
believe it
this
because
is why his
Mark, I
brother,
think it's Mark who
his bro,
started it. When
his
they
brother
asked
is
him
his,
to prove it, he
who's Mark
backtracked.
Goldbridge.
Mark. Yeah,
You
he
know why?
backtracked. He
Yeah, he
backtracked,
backtracked.
Josh, and
Okay,
he's tarnishing the player's name. Now,
yeah, but
guys
let
have
me give you my
already
belief.
creating screenshots,
But
conversations,
let
which
me
have
give
turned
you
out
my
to be fake.
belief. Okay, let's say it's fake. Okay, I may not be interested in even who leaks information. I mean, that should be the manager's role. As in, you find a mole, you find someone who's not doing something right, kick him out of the team. I mean, it's not my place to actually call out whoever is doing it. I mean, if my manager cannot find out such a thing, then he might not be the right manager at the club. But a real talk for me, I would believe that to be the case. Not that it
Mm,
is true, but if it were true,
I
I
don't.
would not be surprised. Only because the brother of Alejandro Garnacho is his agent or something. And when he was punished by Eric Ten Hag for arriving late, he had some awful things to say. And he was tweeting, he was doing this, he was so he's a loud mouth. So I wouldn't put it beyond him, not Ganacho. I wouldn't put it beyond his brother for him to say things to the media that have been told to him by Ganacho in confidence.
Well, I still think it's just a rumor. Fans picking on him because of his recent form. Also, by the way, he's done the form is not so poor, but it's because he has wasted a lot of chances, fluffed a lot of chances compared to the goals that he has scored. Yeah, Josh, we're also looking at another player. We talked about him earlier, who's struggling currently at Man United. His former players, English players, bashing him. Uh, Non-English players, pundits, everyone, fans, everyone is having a go at Rashford, whose form has
You
struggled
really
badly.
like you really like Marcus Rashford.
But I've just talked about Ganacho. You didn't say you really like Ganacho, and you know I love
No,
Ganacho. Josh,
no, what I
these are
mean,
double standards.
but we have already talked about Marcus
I'm
Rashford.
trying to make the balance, but we just talked about the other guys.
No,
See
we've
this.
just we talked about Marcus Rashford. So what is there? What is new to talk about Marcus
Well,
Rashford?
he has
Because
struggled badly with only 7 goals last season, Josh, and this season
but
with
you talk
only
about last season. Talk about this season.
and this season it's also not good, Josh. It doesn't really look nice. Oh my, Marcus Rashford fans, man, you're going to kill us. I swear, you're going to kill us. You don't want the facts. You don't want us
No, no,
setting
no,
things
no,
the
no,
way
no,
they
no.
are.
I told you I'm a Manchester United fan. I don't
I
care
am
for a
too.
player who is not performing. I mean, if you're not performing, I want the satisfaction that I draw from supporting Manchester United is winning trophies. And if I am far off because of a certain player, I cannot like that player to remain at the club. I want the player to be moved on for better players because my satisfaction is winning trophies and winning football matches. So I cannot be there and say that I want Marcus Rashford to remain at the club. For what? If he's not delivering, he should be kicked out. But what
But
I'm
Josh, is he
telling you is
delivering? Is Marcus Rashford delivering right now, currently? See. Oh my God, Josh.
for
Oh
them,
my God.
yeah, yeah, he
Really?
is. You're the one who gave me the stats. He is. But for the Manchester United, for an average team, you can say he's performing because you told me he's been involved in 10 goal contributions, two behind the lethal Ganacho.
Do you know how embarrassing that is, Josh? You can call him what you want to call him. Do you know how embarrassing that is?
The lethal Ganacho.
Huh?
Anyhow, for me, I mean, if you're not good enough, you're not good enough. But it should be the manager's choice for you to be taken out of the team. I know this was all started by a media outlet that was looking for some momentum or some heyday in the dailies that said that Marcus Man United is going to let Marcus is listening to offers of Marcus Rashford. That leak was that was not a leak. Do you expect that to
Josh,
be a
don't
leak
believe
from
that
Manchester
stuff.
United? You get. So you're all riding on it. Me, I just don't want to give such talk. Any, not that it's because it's about Marcus Rashford. Even if it was about Harry Maguire, I wouldn't really be interested in discussing that because I know that Manchester United during a season when they have a new manager cannot come out and say that we are ready to listen to offers in January for Harry Maguire. I mean, why would to what purpose would it serve the for what purpose would it serve the club?
I'm quiet, Josh. I'm quiet. I like how you put up a defense every time we come. But when I talk about Garnacho, you want to shoot me dead. But when it's about Marcus Rashford, you come out
Yeah.
guns blazing. I
No,
don't get it.
because I'm just telling you that I don't buy into that whole fuss about Marcus Rashford. I mean, we've had this guy since 2014. We know exactly what the guy is capable of and is not capable of. Actually, 2015, we know what he can do. So for me, to wake up today and say that you look at Marcus Rashford, he's not happy. He scored and didn't smile, dude.
He's a sad soul. He seems to be a sad soul.
Yeah, then make up your mind and let him go. But it is funny that, like I told you, that much as you say Marcus Rashford was washed up, I told you that Ruben Amorim will walk in there and he will pick Marcus Rashford ahead of other guys, and he
And
still
that is
does.
sad. I hope it doesn't
Yeah, it
happen.
still does because of the quality of the player. I mean, he may not be turning up on a match day, but he has the quality to impress the managers, because we've had a couple of managers at the club and they all continue to play Marcus Rashford.
Maybe that has been that is one of the reasons that's why they've been sacked. And I hope Amorim jumps out of that ditch. Hi, 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 Anne. It's been a while. It's been a while. How are you doing? It's been a
Hey,
while.
and
It's good to see you. It's good to see you back on. Sinan says football is like a new relationship. You apply all sorts of tactics to win, but when you're dried up and have nothing new, you start losing it. Pep is worn out.
yeah,
I
that
hope,
that
I
could,
hope,
that could be the reason too.
I hope you'll have the same energy, Sinan, on Sunday. I hope you'll have the same energy. And of course, we have Adieri. Adieri, let me see. I hope you're not calling. Come on, Adieri. Really?
He's back to Amanda. Adieri.
Adieri. Adieri.
I should start a campaign to find Amanda
Adieri, forget about that.
for Adieri.
Well, yo, overall, guys, thank you so much for tuning in Sports Jazz. Please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. The derby this weekend, the rivalry continues at Etihad Stadium. Pep is looking for a comeback. Amorim is looking to make a statement. Who is going to come out on top? Who is going to topple the other? Is it going to be Amorim making a statement, the new boy in the Premier League? Or is it going to be Pep Guardiola schooling and taking Amorim back to school, showing him who's boss? He just beat him in rather a few weeks ago in the Champions League. One of I think 2 or 3 last games he was in charge of at Sporting Lisbon. Let's wait and see. Eyes wide open, and I'm rooting for Ruben Amorim, guys. I know it's sad to say. Some of you are going to clown me. We are looking to do the unthinkable. We are looking to do the undoable. I mean, after
It
all,
would be nice for Ruben Amorim to beat Pep
Bournemouth just
Guardiola
yeah, but
twice.
by twice. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
you
in
mean
6 weeks.
last time? Yeah.
In
By
six
the way,
weeks,
Josh. Yeah, Josh.
always.
By the way, um, Amorim beat him how many? 4-1. Joker is had. Which team did? Oh, it's Arsenal that beat Ruben Amorim at Sporting Lisbon.
No, no, no. Amorim won the
No,
game. He beat
yeah,
Arsenal. Yeah, he beat Arsenal. He knocked
no,
Arsenal out of the. He knocked Arsenal out of
no, no. The last game, the
the
last game, the
Europa
last
League.
game. No,
That
no, the
wasn't
last game.
Ruben Amorim was
Had
here
already
at
left. He was
United.
this side. Yeah, yeah, he was this
He
side.
was at
What I meant to
United.
say, I like, I
Sporting
like that you're
CP.
putting up defense.
Yeah,
But well,
yeah, yeah,
still,
yeah, yeah. That's my
but still,
guy. That's my
he just
guy.
beat Amorim in
No,
the
they
Premier
didn't beat
League.
Amorim though.
In the Premier League.
Oh yeah, no. Now there they beat United.
Okay, all right. We
Yeah,
agree at least on
they
something. But
beat
yeah,
United. Yeah,
Amorim,
not
yeah, it's
Amorim
correct,
though.
guys. Correcting that, Pep lost 4-1 at in Portugal. So now
But remember,
I'm just not confident,
Amorim had
Josh.
a very organized team that had won things together and had played together for quite some time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which is
so
not the case this side.
which is not the case with United. So
It's
it's
quite
totally
different,
different game. Yeah.
completely different. But we still hope for the best. We still hope results come through. We still hope. I see again at your breast. By the way, you haven't even told me your prediction. Okay, I see a Rashford hat trick.
Dude, just save me, man. Save me.
Rashford hat trick. You haven't told me your prediction. What's your prediction?
Oh, it's difficult. It's difficult to predict that
Well,
game
Nick just
because,
said earlier
yeah,
2-2.
2-2. No, I'll give United the edge, but like I told you, all the
Man
things that I
City is a
told you.
wounded tiger, Josh, and
Yeah,
we are
man.
going right to its den.
Yeah, I see Man
You're
City
going into
winning the
its
game.
den.
Let me just
No,
give
I thought you
United.
just said you give United an edge, and you see
Yeah,
Man
no,
City
no, no,
winning the
man.
game.
Yeah. That is what I see,
Okay, what's
but
your score,
what I
Josh? What's
want,
your score?
the score that I want,
You,
it's a difficult one. I don't want to predict that game.
I'll give it 3-0 to Man City.
I thought United are going to die
No,
with you, and you're gonna show brace.
I retract
No,
my
it can't be
statement.
three. It can't be 3-0. I think
I,
2-1, 2-1 United.
oh, come on, Nick, stop the comics. He says it will go to pens. I don't see that. But Josh, seriously, I'll give it 3 to City.
2-1 United or
2-1.
3-1 United. Yeah,
3-1 United.
yeah.
Which players and you prefer? I'm trying to think.
Rasmus Højlund and Fernandez will get back on the score sheet.
I'm looking at the wing backs.
Amad Diallo,
Okay, the other side on the left.
Tyrell Malacia.
Malaysia has been. Anyway, he's been injured. He's been out for a very long time.
Yeah,
But I
but
don't
he had
see
a very
anything
good
huge.
61 minutes against Victoria Pleasant. He was steady. He was okay.
You think that was steady? That was okay?
Yeah, he was steady. He was okay. Yeah. I mean, you don't ask to. You see, at that time, in the we were not moving the ball way too fast, and we were a bit cautious. So it was difficult. Plus, the pitch didn't look like it was the best. The pitch, I think the conditions themselves were tough to play. But he
Yeah.
looked
By the way,
steady. He was
I think
okay.
it's Fernandez also who talked about the pitch. He talked about the pitch.
He did.
Yeah. Is it Fernandez or Amor? It's Fernandez who talked about the
Because if
pitch.
you see the goal that we did score when Fernandez passes that ball to Rasmus Højlund, it just bubbled the whole way.
Mm. It's Fernandez who talked about the pitch. He said the pitch was a bit tricky for them, and leading to all that, it wasn't an easy one. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see tomorrow. Let's wait and see how things turn out. Maybe we will have a better, not
On
tomorrow, sorry,
Sunday.
on Sunday. Uh, maybe we'll have a better results. Who knows? We might surprise someone.
Peace.
Yeah. Gold might peace doesn't. I'm even glad. I don't know whether she's on watching or she's not watching. I'm glad she hasn't said anything. She always comes to troll us. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. Josh and Isa, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. We
you
are
know,
officially signing. Okay, Josh, yeah, say something.
you know the time we play Liverpool again, we shall have had some oil in the tank. So peace. Watch out. Cheers.
That would be great. That will be great. Let's wait and see. Adios, guys. Subscribe.